Okay, so I just got all the gems from this event, and here's what I used for the second half. You know, I was just memeing at first. You know, I was gonna test it out, and then well, so for people that don't know, the main things that are banned from branded Despia in this event are 1. ALUBER, 2. Fallen of ALBAZ, and 3. Mirror Jade. You know, it's exactly how a lot of people want this deck to get hit in the real game, in the real format. You know, so here's what I came up with to make up for losing the 3 most important cards in the deck. So we're running triple kit. This is basically just ALUBER, except it's not a plus. It's just an even card exchange. Like, it does everything you want ALUBER to do, except you have to put back a card after you search. But for the most part, it's fine. This is actually, honestly, ALUBER is probably the least consequential hit for this deck. What really hurts, like, honestly, more than the Mirror Jade, is the fact that there's no ALBAZ. So there's literally no way. There's like very few ways to go into any of these fusions. Because, in case you were wondering, ALBAZ the Ashen and Albion, the 2 things that can count as Fallen of ALBAZ, they don't count as Fallen of ALBAZ in hand, only on the field or grave. So like, you gotta, you either gotta find a way to summon Albion, and then you can use the Albion on field with a fusion spell to make a ALBAZ fusion, or you have to run ALBAZ the Ashen, which I'm not going that far. I'm not running this. I'm not running an 1800 vanilla just to make subpar fusions with. In fact, the only way to make any of these ALBAZ fusions, basically, is with branded white. I never used this card once. I never wanted to search it once. This was the thing that I sent with Albion, the Shadow Dragon, and most, because I didn't want to draw it. So literally just take this card out and then take out all these fusions, because all this stuff is useless. That you just run more rank 8 XCs. Like this was basically my extra deck. So we're on triple Mercurier, just because it's broken with Allure, and it's broken if you can resolve Brand in red. You get to banish this, and then you get to add your Spriggan's Kit or your Albion. And the cool thing about Kit is it adds any of these things. Despia, Theater of the Branded, is technically a branded spell and trap, and you can add Brand Opening to actually get your Despian Tragedy, and Tragedy will get you your Dramaturge. Yes, we're running triple Dramaturge, because as one thing I noticed when playing this deck was we did not have enough viable fusion monsters, especially since they banned all the generic fusions. So like, you can only the only only 2 fusions you ever make are Masquerade and Guardian Chimera. So you know, you do need a Despia monster to make Masquerade. So we want to open Despia monsters, the very few that are still left. And this is pretty much the best one. Like, 3k body for OTK is actually a relevant effect. Ad-lib is just, honestly, this isn't that good, because like the thing where it summons back a fusion monster, like, is not really relevant because Masquerade sums itself back anyway. So like, this is not necessary. It's pretty much all this does is gets back your banished tragedies to get them to recycle them back into the grave for more Brand Red and Brand Banishment plays. If you ever played this deck like in a TCG pre ALBAZ Strike structure deck. This is like very similar to that, except even worse because there's no DPE. So instead of DPE, we're running the Mercurial engine just so we can have more access to our engine cards. This, I thought I could get its negation effect sometimes, and as you can see, I never went to any of those fusions. So this is literally just a brick in hand that you need to banish off it. This is a very good deck, as you can tell. Yeah, the main game plan is very linear compared to normal, a standard Branded Despia build. You're turboing out as many Masquerades as you can turn 1, and then on your opponent's turn, you're Guardian Chimeraing them. And the cool thing is, because we're not playing Branded Fusion, you don't actually lock yourself into fusions very often, if at all. So the Masquerade is like double duty. One, it like burns your opponent for a lot of life, and like if you can get a couple of these out, then you're pretty much guaranteed to live through your next turn, even through Crusadia, unless they open the nuts, because they don't want to spend that much life points. Like, they're gonna kill themselves with burn damage before they get enough resources to kill you, usually. And then when Master hits the grave, you can just revive it willy-nilly. It's a level 8 body, 2500 attack. And if you exceed with it into rank 8 exceeds, it goes back in the grave, and you can resummon Masquerade every turn. That's actually the main resource loop the main resource advantage this deck has over others. Like, you loop Masquerades back from the grave into Exceeds, and then they go back in the grave, then you revive the Masquerades, and that's usually how you overwhelm your opponent finally enough if you don't just straight out burn them. Banishment is actually like really good this event, because a lot of the most popular decks, and namely Orcust, banishment actually like hits. You can actually banish their monsters too, and then you can like revive your Tragedy, make another Masquerade, get rid of their Gearsu, or like revive a Dramaturge, get back the Dramaturge, and like it's actually every time you can resolve banishment, you pretty much win the game on the spot, which is I don't think many people have like Despia on their mind for this event, so they're not really prepared for Tax Dragon and Guardian Chimera and Banishment Turbo, as I've noticed in replays. And obviously we run the triple Albion as well, because I need as much consistency as I can. Like, there's no fusing from the deck. You gotta hard fuse. You gotta hard draw every piece of fusion material and fusion spells. It's also why we're still on max poly and max edgem chain, because if you don't draw a poly spell, you lose. If you don't draw the right monsters, you lose. And Albion sending Branded Retribution to get pack of Branded in red that you use is actually not bad. Okay, here's what the extra deck should look like. Let's see, Exceeds, rank 8. Oops, Exceeds 8. Okay, yeah, there we go. Let's put in all the rank 8s that you have. Dragoob. I don't even know if you can make a Dragoob on target. Is Heart Earth legal? Okay, for some reason they banned Pain Gainer, the thing you overlay on top of a rank 8 to get a 4 Mad Zeus and into a 7 Deadly Sins, or the 7 Sins Spider rank 12 Xyz. So, you know, apparently that was too powerful. You know, I can see it. Where's the Hard Earth Dragon? That. Oh, hell yeah, bro! You can make you can use Draglubion. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess there's just really not much more to say but just looking at this deck. Let's get into the replays. Okay, so a note. These replays are all of me going first. I didn't mean to show it like that. I lost 3 out of these 4 die rolls, and my opponent made me go first each of those times. So like, there's nothing I can do. you know, this is just the nature of the event. You're gonna go first. If you're playing a going first deck, you're gonna go first like 80% of the time already in this event. So yeah. Anyway, this hand is basically the best hand we can open. Patchwork for Poly for Chain. We're gonna Poly for first Masquerade, dumping Chain and Tragedy, and then get another Patchwork, and then Tragedy's gonna get us Dramaturge. Brandon opening, dump the Patchwork we just added to get Adlib with him. Then we're gonna Poly Adlib and Dramaturge into a second Masquerade. Then Dramaturge and Adlib will trigger, getting back our Tragedy and Dramaturge. Our opponent's gonna Feather Duster us, and since we hard drew the banishments, we get to revive the Adlib, and then go into our third Masquerade, and then the Dramaturge will summon itself back, and we'll get another one from Tragedy. They're gonna Raigeki, but we have Opening Grave, so yeah. Our opponent pretty much cannot play the game. It's a very expensive red Resonator they just activated. Witch of the Black I forgot what he used to synchro. Yeah, so anyway, foolishly decides to use Witch, and now he literally cannot use any more card effects. Nice. So yeah, that's that's the ideal going first hand. Okay, we're going first again, and this is definitely one of the hands of all time. You know. Anyway, Patchwork will get us those two, as you know and love. Spriggan's Kit will get us our brand opening to put back a kit, and then we'll brand opening pitch the Edgem to get our Tragedy, and Edgem will get us another Patchwork. Next we'll Poly using the kit in hand, the third kit, and the Tragedy to get us a Masquerade, and then Tragedy will get us a Dramaturge. And we'll set Banishment with a Tragedy Engrave. Opponent's gonna Lightning Storm, so it's debatable whether this is correct, because we're gonna lose our kit, so that basically ruins our chances of making a second Masquerade if they kill our kit. But you know, a lot of decks this event die if you nuke the normal summon, so you could honestly just let the Lightning Storm kill the kit and then just potentially Banishment whatever they normal summon. But you know, they do have to be playing a light and dark deck, so I just decided to immediately fire off the Banishment and get back the Tragedy to fuse with the kit before it dies, so we can make our second Masquerade and then protect them with opening. And we'll search an Adlib. Opponent's gonna Orchestrate a return. They're gonna burn a lot of life for this. Orcust activates a lot of cards where they can make something that can run over a Masquerade. Gears to normal summon into Galatea, and then not even activate the effect, just go into Ding, and then Ding burns into them another 12 to get rid of one of our Masquerades, and then they'll run over the other one. So the double Masquerade just put them at 26, without me doing like really anything to them. Now they get to set the World Shield, yes. Link into another Galatea. And they're gonna set a Crescendo. So end phase, here you see the overwhelming resource loop with Masquerades. We're gonna special one in the end phase. They're gonna pay 1k, you know, it's your funeral. We'll get back our kit. Thanks. And they have to use the Crescendo on the kit that they gave us for free. So now we're free to activate our Patchwork, get another Poly and Chain. Then we'll allure them away. hit a Mercurier, by the way. Get our Albion. Normal summon the Chain and make Poly, Adlib, Chain, and Dramaturge into a Chimera. Yeah, I didn't honestly I didn't read this card. So we're gonna Chimera their Ding, force them to use their Ding. Revive the Masquerade. When Masquerade revives, we're gonna. This is a misplay. I don't know why I negated the Galatea. Honestly, the Galatea staying on the field was because they're at such low life points that if this doesn't get destroyed at battle, you can just attack over this multiple times per game. Anyway, we make a Ding with our two Masquerades, and then Ding's, you know, unaffected. You know, for literally the first word, like I was on my Yu-Gi-Oh player shit right there. Like, Guardian Chimera attacks into Galatea, and we get fucking world lanced. So that keeps them alive. But you know, we run the third Masquerade, so they now they can't play the game anymore. And we'll dump Brand Opening to protect it, even though it doesn't matter. We'll make a Zeus, because, you know, why not, right? We're gonna attack over our Guardian Chimera, and we get to attach Albion from our extra deck. Holy shit, that's the first time we ever used an ALBAZ fusion from our extra deck. Okay, yeah, anyway, attack over for game. Yeah, there you see opponent nearly killing themselves trying to play through Masquerade, and then when they out the Masquerade, they just come back every turn and basically beat them down. Okay, we lost the Dyral, our opponent makes us go first again. Draw a phase, we'll Brand Opening, dump the Chain, get our Tragedy, and Chain's gonna get us our Patchwork. We're gonna use Patchwork, get Poly and Chain, activate Poly, pitching Tragedy and Mercurier to get our first Masquerade. Then Tragedy will get us our Dramaturge. We'll use Albion to dump Opening, and you know, we're good at this game. We drew a Branded in red off the top. That's like honestly the best card we could have drawn. But anyway, activate Feather, and Feather we're gonna fuse Dramaturge and Chain into another Masquerade, and then Dramaturge is gonna just summon itself back and set Branded in red. The opponent's gonna Kaiju us, and this is absolutely the wrong play, dude. Do not do this. I was just memeing, and I wanted to get out my Masquerades, just cause that was what I was tunneling on. But realistically, if they Kaiju you, like they're 90% on Crusadia, and you just wait for them to summon their one monster, or well, I guess since we don't have monsters in hand, we have to wait for them to make a link and then summon out another Crusadia, and then we can flip Brand in red, Guardian Chimera, they're two monsters away, and that'll probably end their turn. But you know, I wanted to BM, so I just made a second Masquerade, after they got rid of my first one. And get back the Dramaturge. No, it ends up working out because and we actually get punished with the triple tactics talent. Now we're burning each other. Or summon Magius. And I hold off on the Dramaturge because if they have more extenders, they can potentially go into a play with Equimax that still runs over like the $1 for game. So I was waiting as long as possible, and then they go into Regulex, and now we have to Dramaturge to Regulex because they're gonna add the spell that makes their Crusadias unaffected if we don't. They're gonna chain block their Parallel Exceed with Regulex by paying 600, you know, thank you. Then they're gonna access or update Jammer into Avermax, which is fine because we're gonna live that. And they're gonna burn for 1200 in the process. We actually trigger Feeler to bring back our Masquerade. I don't know why I did that, I just burned myself for 600 for no reason. And end phase, because of end phase procedures, we get to wait for our Masquerade to come back to us, then we can summon our own Masquerade, and now we have triple Masquerade again, although only one of them will burn. But that's fine, because you go into Dingirsu, send their Avermax. They trigger their Avermax, and then that puts them down below the threshold to where a Masquerade can kill them. You know, see you in April for tax season. Okay, one last replay. We lost to Dyro, so you know we're going first. Activate a lure, get ashed. Man, this Upstrike Goblin has to take us so far. Albion dump Brandon White. I do not want to draw that shit. Get a Tragedy. That's good enough. Normal Tragedy, going to Relinquished Anima, and then Brandon Red back the Tragedy, and then we'll fuse off Dramaturge and what's it called, Anima into a Masquerade, and then Dramaturge will summon itself, so that we end on at least somewhat of a disruption. You know, hopefully live until the next turn, and then we get Kaiju'd because you know that's just what happens in this event. Every turn you're gonna get Kaiju'd. You're gonna Lightning Storm our monsters. So on resolution, we're gonna red back the Dramaturge, and then fuse both of them into another Masquerade, and then summon back the Dramaturge, and they're gonna chain World Legacy's memory, so they're on Mekk-Knights. We get our ad-lib that really doesn't do much, and thankfully because they activated what's this card called? Memory. I think we have a good chance of living this turn. Blue Sky get. I do not know what these Mekk-Knights are called. Indigo Eclipse. Okay. Our turn. We draw. You know, just draw the Al, bro. Just draw the best card in your deck in the matchup. Go into Dingirsu. Doesn't really matter which column I put it in because they have Indigo Eclipse up. So no matter where I summon it, they're gonna negate the Dingirsu. Which is fine. They summon back their Kaiju. And we're gonna enter battle phase. And we're gonna go into Zeus. You know, when's the last time you see Brandon Despia exceeds Turbo? You're gonna get Imperm on the Zeus, which is fine. We're gonna set Banishment, and I'm sorry. Their Purple Nightfall comes back. We'll chain Banishment to their Purple Nightfall, get back Dramaturge, banish their Purple Nightfall into another Masquerade, and then Dramaturge will bring back itself. We're gonna go into Lib. I'm just gonna negate the Lib, and they're gonna normal Valor, go into Lib again, and spin away my Masquerade, and they're gonna set World Legacy Succession. And is there a reason why they couldn't activate that this turn? Oh, reading. Sorry, it's really hard to do that. So anyway, this is basically game on board already. but I'm just gonna add kit to normal kit and get Brand in red just in case. Cool thing I should know that you can do with Brand in red is that you can, if you have a Dramaturge already on the field, i.e. summon from ad libitum, you could attack with Dramaturge, attack with something else, brand it in red, back something, fuse the Dramaturge away, and then the Dramaturge resummons itself and you can summon it again, and you can attack again. That's how you, this deck pushes for a lot of damage really quickly. Yeah, we're gonna attack regain with you know, the staple Despia monster, extra deck monster, Zeus. But yeah, I can't believe this actually worked. That's, I don't know if that says more about this deck or the how heavily nerfed every deck is this event. I mean, if you listen, if you have the whole Branded Despia deck, you know, I think you have access to all of these cards. You know, maybe you won't have triple Masquerade or triple Mercurior. That's honestly probably fine. You only these four specifically. These are probably the only important cards in the entire extra deck, plus a Link 1 that you can go into with Tragedy. So yeah, you know, if you're sick of playing Crusadia, which I know many people are,